It has been confirmed a Russian nuclear submarine, Kazan, and three other Russian naval vessels, including a missile frigate, Admiral Gorshkov, an oil tanker, and a salvage tug, will dock in the Cuban capital from June 12th to the 17th. Why this is a big deal, and why it can't be excused as just another thing, is the big picture here. All the way back on May 9th, Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel met with Vladimir Putin at the Victory Day parade in the Red Square. So it was a nice little courtship, very similar to what DJT has with Putin. Anyway, well, they talked about Russia doing drills off of the Caribbean islands, doing military drills in the Caribbean Sea. It was basically a surprise deployment of the Russian military so close to the United States soil. This is information coming directly from the Moscow Times. The surprise deployment of Russian military so close to the United States comes amid major tensions over war with Ukraine, already in its third year. This is something that was known it was going to happen, and we need to think of one big thing here. Russia has stated loudly and proudly that Vladimir Putin doesn't recognize or agree with the sale of Alaska to the United States back in the day. This is the same verbiage he used about Ukraine, that he doesn't see them as their own country because they still are part of Russia before the invasion. Now, recently there have been Russian fighter jets in Alaskan airspace that has been chased off by the United States military, and there's an awful lot of activity with talk about threats, nuclear threats, coming from Vladimir Putin and his front line of military. So we need to actually think through everything that could possibly be connected with Russia. Everything. Rumors or not does not matter. We need to step back and look at the big picture. All right? We don't want to live our lives based on fear and rumors whispered in your ear for political reasons. If there is something out there that looks fishy, Vladimir Putin meeting up with President Xi and Little Kim and everyone else, and the meeting of the minds on the axis of evil, Saudi Arabia, everybody coming together at once, and then Russia being emboldened because of the fights in the House with not supporting Ukraine, and that lull in assistance that they had that actually gave Russia a whole bunch of progress, is finally being broken back again. But because it's being knocked back again, Russia's now relying on their buddies who have been helping them build missiles and bombs to attack Ukraine. And we know this for a fact because there were missiles and remnants of armories in Ukraine that have North Korean parts, Chinese parts, parts that are sanctioned and can't get anywhere else. So there is a coalition going on. And we need to be very, very aware that America needs to be united now more than ever. This political bullshit is all part of everything. The divide and conquer theory. We've got to remember one very, very, very important part when we're looking at the big picture in this world. Vladimir Putin is a psyops specialist for the Russian spies, military, everything. That was his whole entire life. Psychological operations and manipulation of key figures, key assets in different positions across the world. That is what this guy's good at. And he had his hands on Donald J. Trump since mid-'80s at least. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no secret why Trump was so dead set against getting us out of NATO and breaking the Iran nuclear pact. It should all be very, very, very obvious at this point. It should cut it out, guys. It should be very obvious at this point. All of this is happening for a reason. We need to be aware. We need to drop the politics. We need to look at the big picture on this thing. And we need to understand that there is stuff going on beyond our borders that we need to be concerned about. Russia has its most high-powered nuclear submarine off the coast of Cuba, and the range of these missiles can reach New York and St. Louis and Los Angeles, anywhere they want. That is the reality we're facing next week. They will be here, 12th to the 17th. Apparently that's what's negotiated, but sounds like they're already here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a test. We need to start paying attention, and we need to pay attention to the rhetoric we're hearing in the political sphere as well. There's a big picture going on here that's been ignored for way too long. And if everyone stepped back, put all the little tiny pieces of the puzzle together, all the legal stuff, the Russia, the interference campaigns that are going on right now for our 2024 election, it's all in the same plan. This is the specialty of this man. This is what he's always done. And he's got the most gullible puppet in the world at his fingertips. And every other tip he wants to throw Donnie's way. Now more than ever, it's important to pay attention. So I beg you, stay diligent, stay educated, be kind. We are all in this together. And things are getting pretty serious pretty quickly.